Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm just laughing because Jack and I have just been discussing whether or not it's summer. And actually it is summer because yesterday was the 21st of June.
I got
So,
mixed up with the summer holiday.
given that it is summer and people asked for coral looks, I have got the Huda Obsessions coral palette that I thought I would put on today.
Isn't that the sunset one?
And and the other one, the other lipstick is a Huda lip strobe, which is also very sort of corally. I said to somebody on here that I was going to show you the lip strobes. So I thought I'd do that. So first of all, the other thing is I got this week and I wanted to show you this. This is La Roche Posay foundation. Haven't really tried it yet, but because it's again hypoallergenic, I thought I'd give it a try, although I was a little bit annoyed because it's got alcohol in it. Anyway, it does say it's allergy tested, so I don't understand why it'd have alcohol in it, but there you go. So first of all, I'm going to put on this little, because I have got a big bottle of this somewhere and I cannot find it, some strobe cream from MAC. And this used to be something I used all the time, and then other things took over, but I do love this one. And I definitely prefer this to Wonderglow. You can get them, this one is the original one in which has got a slight pink reflect to it. But the one I've got in the large size, which I was trying to look for, is peach light. So it's got a slight peach tone. But to be honest, once you put them on your skin and you put your foundation over it, I don't really think the the pink reflect or the peach reflect is going to make an awful lot of difference unless you dab in it over the top. So anyway, that's my strobe cream because I want to look nice and glowy. Oh, the other new thing that I got the two things from the Toleriane, which is this under eye concealer, because I thought, well, the cream's worked out so well for me, and this has got to be hypoallergenic, and this definitely doesn't have alcohol in it. At least I don't think it does. No. No, I was just checking. It's got something that starts with ethyl hexaglycerin, but ethyl makes me think alcohol, but I'm hoping not. Okay, right. So next we're going to try this foundation. I did do a little bit of a test on my cheek to check it was the right colour. I watched some reviews on this and they said they all come out pretty yellow toned. But I got beige sable, which is 03. So I'm going to put that on the Real Techniques foundation brush. There's the colour. We'll see. We'll see. So they do two foundations. They do one that's really high coverage. And they do this one which has got hyaluronic acid in it and is supposed to be more moisturising, but not as high coverage. So I thought I'd give this one a whirl. It may be a little bit fair. A little bit, not too much. But if it is, then I'll just use some bronzer. Not sure yet. Not sure what I think about that. It definitely hasn't set yet. Gives it lots of time to set. Just going to dab a little bit more around this area to give me a bit more coverage. And around here, around my freckles. I don't know why people... I've seen a lot of videos recently where people are painting on freckles. I don't get it. I suppose because I have them and I don't want them. You always want what you don't have, and you always don't want what you have. Okay, well, I'm going to see how that wears. I am looking a little bit pale. You probably can't see it as much here, but I can see it in the mirror, so I'm going to have to bronze myself up a little bit. But I thought it was worth testing to see if that also improves eye irritation. Now, the next thing I'm going to use is this little Toleriane. So it's a bit like their version of Charlotte's retoucher, and you click it up. Now the only thing I will say is, can you see that colour? Let me put some on my hands. Actually, that looks quite fair there, but it doesn't in this, the way that I'm looking at it. That is fair skin, which is, trust me, let me just put some under my eyes. It's not that fair. Now, the reason I got fair skin is because I saw a few reviews, people saying they're all quite yellow toned, and I think they only do it in 3 shades. So I am looking into getting a better camera that's going to show up colours more realistically. So bear with me, folks. But I think you can see that I can just about get away with this. And if I'd gone to what they call medium, it would have been way too dark for under my eyes. The medium just looked brown. It just looked brown, completely brown. So, and I think it might oxidise a bit. It seems to have got a little bit darker as it's been on my skin, as has the foundation a little bit. So, good hypoallergenic product. I'm going to put a little bit on my lids, but perhaps not the best if you have fair skin in terms of colour match. Okay, now I'm just going to set that concealer with a bit of my Becca under eye powder. And that's all my base done. Actually, let me just put, I'm just going to use this one. No, I'll go and get the proper powder. 1 second. Okay, so I've got the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. I keep getting tongue-tied today. Pain's still not good, so that sometimes that happens. When my pain's bad, I think faster than I can speak. I think faster than I can move in general. I think faster than I can do anything, really.
Really? Because when you speak, you really don't need to say anything. Well, no, you really don't have to think that much to say something.
Oh, thank you, darling. Okay, so that is the powder done. And now I am going to use the beach sticks. I will get on to doing the eyeshadow, but I've got 3 beach sticks here by Charlotte's and I just fancied using them today. I am thinking about getting her other 2. Now, as Vedra is great, goes very well with this corally look, but unfortunately she doesn't make it anymore. Excuse me, itchy nose again, not wiping my nose. She doesn't make this anymore. So But you can, if you get a corally lipstick, you can get a similar effect. And then I'm going to use Moon Beach to highlight and Ibiza to contour. And I'm going to do it all with my fingers. So let me just do a contour here. And the thing about this one is you can build it up. It's very blendable. And it's just going to give you, I'm going to just put some over the bridge of my nose as well, because I saw Charlotte doing this morning with one of them, and she does it like that to make you kind of look a bit sun-kissed. So I'm just going to blend that in, and if I need a bit more I can build it up. It's the first time I've done that. I thought I'll give that a try. It's always contouring our noses these days. And then have a go at my drooping jowls. Did anyone spot the deliberate mistake in my video the other week? I was cringing. I was talking to you all and I'd done my contour off camera, and I looked up and there was a line still under my chin where I had forgotten to blend it in. But none of you noticed it. At least if you did, you were being kind. But I noticed it. And I didn't notice it until after I'd uploaded it. And I quickly went and blended it in. Good job, before I went out. Can you imagine? You've got to laugh at yourself. Do you know what? I am going to just contour down my nose. I like it. Just putting a bit up there, because you need to join it up. Otherwise it looks like two nut lines. Okay. And now I'm going to put on as Vedra. The closest one to this one would be Formentera, but that's more of a brownie orange. This is orange. Okay, so I'm just gonna, this is probably one of our boldest ones, and there's no shimmer in this one, so I'm just gonna blend that in with my fingers. As I said, they're very, very easy to blend. They're just so much nicer for the summer. And I do think also that cream products, I don't know, I was thinking about this morning, but it stands to reason, I've not read this anywhere, but it stands to reason that cream products must be good if you have hay fever, because the pollen is more likely to stick to it and then not fly about into your eyes. It's like for the same reason that one of you said about putting Vaseline under your nose. The idea being that the Vaseline kind of grabs the pollen and it stops it going further up your nose. I would imagine the same applies with cream products. Let me know what you think. I'm just going to put a little bit more on the apple of my cheek. It's going to look a bit weird because I'm doing it in a different order today, and Charlotte always says put your blusher on at the end. Everyone does everything in a different order, and I do it in a different order. It just depends on how I'm feeling, really. But then I can go back and read. This is so buildable and so blendable that I can always blend it in or go back and build it up quite easily at the end, which is why I'm doing it now. There's always a method to my madness, honestly. And then we've got the highlighter, which is Moon Beach. Now, I've seen somebody very fair using this, because someone on here was asking me about Moon Beach. And actually, it looked like a lot more like a blush on them. I'll show you the colour, but on me it's more of a highlighter. So if I find the palest part of my arm, which is there, and just show you, so you can see that on fair skin it would probably you could wear that as a kind of light pink blush, but on me it's more like a highlighter, but a subtle one, a nice sort of not covered in glitter highlighter, just glowing skin highlighter. Okay, so now onto the eyes. Okay, so now I'm going to use Rubenesque, my MAC paint pot, because this has got kind of a goldy, shimmery tone to it, and it will work as a good primer for my eyes. So I'm just going to put that on. I will show you the colour. There it is. And I will put that on first and then buff it in. Again, another good colour for the summer to just wear on its own. Especially if you're on holiday and you don't really want to be putting on a lot of makeup. And I'll just buff it in at the edges. Like so. I don't like the way that concealer, it may be hypoallergenic, but it's made me look quite dry under there. But if it doesn't make my eyes water, then maybe it's a good compromise. But Charlotte's Retoucher definitely makes you look more moisturised, and when my eyes look very dry, obviously accentuates fine lines. I might put a bit of retoucher over the top. I shall see. I will think on it. Right, what have I done with my eye makeup? I will be right back because I've lost it. 1 second. Moral of this story: if your camera's looking a bit blurry, clean the lens. I hope I look a bit clearer after that. Okay, I have found my eyeshadow palette, and would you believe it was in the kitchen? Of course it was. I'm really getting into a position where I'm leaving things in the most daft places these days. Anyway, so back to the makeup palette. Let me just show you this. And those are the colours. So I am going to be using, definitely want to use this one. I tried this one out yesterday, and I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use quite a few really, and I will show you as we're going which ones I'm using. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to start off by I think I'm going to use this one here in the middle, just as a kind of transition shade, and then I'm going to go into this one a little bit. Scary stuff, hey? Okay, so I'm just going to put this over here. Okay, and I'm going to go in with that yellow, because I want to sort of create a little bit of a sunset. So I'm going to put that over where I put the transition. But not the sort of sunset eyes I did in my teens. A more mature, sophisticated version of. And then I'm going to go in with this shade here. Next down, a little bit further in. Now, I haven't put the bright colours here today because I want to wait until I've got to some of the darker colours. And then I'm going to go in with this slightly darker orange and put that slightly further down still. Now I'll just blend that slightly into the sides. And then the other side. This brush, by the way, is really good for blending in colours. You'll see it used a lot on makeup videos, and I've forgotten the number of it. The MAC 217 is just really good at blending in and not picking up too much product. You'll often see me using it as well. I just hadn't told you about it before. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that for now. But I'm going to go into this shade here. And I'm going to put it on with my fingers. Because I think that certainly Huda's shimmer shades apply better with the fingers. They're a bit like Charlotte's pop shades. Not quite the same, they're more powdery, but I just find that they apply better with the fingers. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a smaller pencil brush and I'm going to do something a little bit mad, which is to go in with this red, and I'm going to sort of almost, you hear people talking about cutting the crease, well, I'm going to cut it with this, so it looks like there's a sunset. And as you go further up the eyes, it gradually fades out to a more yellow tone. You see what I mean? And I'm doing this with a smaller brush because I don't want it to be dispersed as much. And then blending it with my fingers. And with the other side. And the thing about this look, everyone, is it's a bit like the purple look I did last week. When you get to this point, you just think, oh no, you know, if you ever get to a point in makeup where you think, oh, I've got to wash it all off, that's not going to look right on me. You kind of have to go with it, because a lot of looks look like that. This isn't one that you're going to be able to just kind of slap a bit of eye makeup on and go out without bothering with mascara and eyeliner, because if you do that, it's going to look like a little bit like you've got red eyes, or you know, you need to make it look like makeup, which is why I sort of went for a softer kind of cream shadow on my cheeks, but it does look beautiful, as I'm sure you will agree. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this, give it a little bit of a wipe, but it doesn't really matter too much, and I'm going to take this brown here in the corner, and I'm just going to do that in that little triangle that I often do, just to hide the hood. Give that idea. It's not just about hiding, it's about giving the impression of a little bit more depth. to the eye where you have a hood. Okay, so take that brown again and do a little triangle there. Then don't forget to relax your lids, ladies. And I'm going to take this actually out because I'm going to sweep up anyway later. But I'm just placing this at the moment. Don't be horrified. I'm placing this so that I get the shape right. And then I will go back in and blend. Okay, right. Watch some blending in top high speed motion. Okay, I'm just going to put a tiny bit more yellow up there. Because it sort of got lost. And it's a sunset, so I don't want it to get lost. Okay, let me just home in on that. Make sure it's all blended in. And again, because you've got that very sparkly bit on your lid, when you relax your eyes, you can still see it. Okay. All right. Now I'm just going to do some eyeliner. I haven't forgotten to do my lower lids. 1 second. Okay, you can see that I've done my eyeliner with Charlotte's. Just lifting that side of the eye up a little bit. Although when I relax my lids, it's still going to look like it's pointing downwards, but so now I'm going to tightline with some black eyeliner and I'll be right back. Actually, I'm just going to show you because somebody was asking about this. So what I do when I tightline the upper one is I actually quite like the feeling of it. Some people hate it, some people quite like it. It feels like I'm giving my eyelids a good scratch. I just drop my lid onto the pencil and then kind of shut my eyes and look away. Other people hold their lid up. And obviously when you get to this corner, you might want to do that, but you have to make sure you look away. So that's what I do, is I kind of just put the pencil there, and you can see I've got my little pinky resting on my cheek, and then just don't look towards what you're doing, because Mother Nature will make you want to blink and shut your eyes. Okay, I'm going to finish off and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got this eyeshadow pencil by Urban Decay called Roach, which I've used before a while back, but it's a gold, sort of deep gold, and I love it. So I'm going to put that inside here. And also a little bit on the outside. I actually saw Huda using this with one of her palettes, which is what made me get it a while back. So if it's good enough for Huda, and she doesn't make eye pencils yet. I'm sure she will soon. Okay, now just to bring this look together, the bottom lids and the top lids, I'm going to put a bit of this one here and underneath as well, and just blend in that eyeliner with it. It will just bring it together a bit more. You see how it kind of makes more sense. And I'm going to be a little bit brave and just pick up some of that yellow, tiny bit of the yellow, and just right at the end. Okay guys, I've done my brows, I've done my lashes. I do not like the look of this. It's too mattifying, this concealer. Can you see? It's really making, it's actually accentuating every tiny fine line. It's very good. It's not making my eyes irritated, but it's just not got enough moisture in it. So it's just making my eyes look worse than they really are. So I'm going to use a bit of the retoucher. Let me just show you the difference now when I put the retoucher over this and dab it in. This is a Charlotte Tilbury retoucher, obviously. Right, and I'll set that with powder and you can see what I mean about the difference. And this is under eye setting powder, so it doesn't dry out your concealer that much. Obviously it's a powder, so it dries it out a bit, but it doesn't dry it out completely. Now can you see the difference? So definitely I'll put the other one on and I'll be right back. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to use a Huda lip strobe, which this one is called Boujee. Really lovely, really creamy. They don't last as long as her liquid lip mattes because it's like a lip gloss, but they do look beautiful. Okay, that's a finished look. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Catch me tomorrow when I will be doing another request, which is the Naked Heat palette from Urban Decay. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.